Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. We're going to finish our look at Dazed and Confused by checking out Jimmy Page's solo today. This is a crazy one, so there's a lot of weird techniques, including like bending the string behind the nut and everything. So he was using a Telecaster when he recorded this, so use whatever you want really, as long as you can. It's not locked down, so you can do those bends. All right, so let's start here with the opening phrase, which is probably the the best part where we actually pick up all the notes that he's doing. So it sounds like this. All right, so far so good. So we have 12, 14 on the A, 12, 14 on the D, 12, 14 on the G, back to 12, and 14 on the D. So we have this. Now he'll put a little bit of a little bend on the first note there. All right, so we have that so far. Now the second time through, you just resolve it on the 12th fret of the G with some vibrato instead of going down to that 14th fret on the D. So we have this. Then just repeat those. All right, so then we have some unison bends that go all the way down the fretboard. Sounds like this. All right, if you don't know what a unison bend is, you're missing out. It's basically you're taking two notes and they're different notes, and you bend one of them to match the other one. So we have 15th fret on the B, you're going to keep that normal. Then you're going to play the 17th on the G, and then bend up the 17th fret only on that G string until it matches the pitch of the B string. You got to watch, sometimes it'll pull the other note out of tune there. And then we're just going to go down, and I'm going to call out all these unison bends in the position of the first finger. So this is the 15th fret, then 14, 12, 10, then 8, 7, 5. So we have and now we go 8, 7, 3, and then 2. There's a quick little slide, and then we have these couple of blues licks. Sounds like this. All right, so that right there is very common blues lick. Bend that whole step on the 14th fret on the G into the 12th fret on the B. So I use a downstroke for both of those. And then I do an upstroke on the 15 and pull back off the 12. So I do that 4 times. And then come over here, grab a bar across the 1st and 2nd string at the 12th fret. And you're going to pull off 15 to 12 on the high E, and then pick that 12 on the B. Let them ring together. So we have this. All right, from there we have a descending little pentatonic thing. Sounds like this. All right, so this is one of those sections that's a little bit of erratic. So it's nothing that, it's really just based around this E minor pentatonic here. So we have, do the bend at the 15 on the high E, then 15, 12, pull off 15, 12 on the B, 14, 12 on the G. Over to 14 on the D, and then he goes back and forth between 12 and 14 on the G string like 3 times. And on that last time you play on the 14, you're going to bend it up a whole step. So we have this so far. While you're doing that bend, grab 15 on the B, and then release the 14th fret bend, pull off to 12, and do a pull off 14 to 12 again. So far. All right, now here we have 14, 12 on the D. Now we have 14, 12, and then we have a quick little trill over to 14 on the D, A string, sorry, and then back to a little trill on the D again. All right, next phrase, it sounds like this, and this is where it kind of goes into the bending behind the G string behind the nut. So this. All right, so if you're not used to doing that, myself included, I'm not very used to doing that. It's really hard to get the notes right in pitch. And also jump back into position there. So, but anyway, we're gonna start with 2 bends at the 9th fret on the G. And the first one there had a little pinch harmonic on it. And then 7, 9, 7. And then we start descending. And that's kind of just, he's doing like, just pull off 7, 6, then 6, 5. And then pull off 6, 4, slide down to 3. So we have this. And then pull off 4, 2, 0. And when you pull up to the open G, move your hand behind the nut, hit the open G string twice, and then we start doing that melody. So you normal, and then just a whole step like that. Then a bigger bend. All right, so it's basically that's what he's doing. If you know that little melody just between those 2 notes, you can just recreate it with bending, pushing down on the string, on the G string behind the nut. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. And then you have the open G as you come back up here to play the next phrase. All right, so that is that same lick we did earlier. All right, 4 times, and then we're into some bends at the 15th fret. High E, back down, back to the bend, and then a long bend, and then a quick bend into that fast little descending pentatonic lick. All right, so that's a little quick bend, and it's very similar to the other descending lick we did. 15, 12 on the high E, 15 on the B, back to 12 on the G, on the high E. Then we're going to pull off 15 to 12 on the B, 14 to 12 on the G, over to 14 on the D, and back to 12 and 14. And this time we're just going to go back and forth between those 2 notes twice. Then bend the 14 up just like we did the first time. So we have this so far with this phrase. Once again, as before, as you're holding at 14, grab 15 on the B, then release the 14, pull off to 12, over to 14, and then once again a trill, then over to 14 on the A, and then trill between 12 and 14 on the A, quick one. And then we're going to jump back here, 12 on the low E, 10 on the A, 12, 10 on the A. All together. All right, then we have some bends at this, big bends, like a 1.5 bends at the 17th fret on the B string. Release, and play the 15th fret on the B. Then we have this. All right, so it's kind of that lick in there we did earlier, just in a different position. So, well, actually, it's kind of similar, but we're gonna basically start here, 17, step and a half bend at the 19th fret on the high E, then play 19, 18, 17, over 20 on the B, and then you start the lick. That's that lick that we have. It's 19 on the G, 17 on the B, just with a downstroke across those two strings. Then an upstroke on the 20, pulling back to 17 on the B. And then some big bends there at the 20th fret on the B string. And then we have an actual kind of a melodic ending, a series of melodic bends. It sounds like this. All right, so that's gonna tear your calluses up pretty good. So we do a two whole step bend at the 20th fret on the B string, and then play 17 a couple times. Do that again. Then step and a half bend at the 19 on the high E. So you do that twice, then back to the 20th fret bend, then down to 17th fret. And you're gonna play 15 there on the B. 15th fret bend now. The 12th fret there on the G. Then bend at the 12th fret on the G. Then 9. So we have this. All right, there's a couple of bends at the 9th fret on the G to the 7. And then the final bend is at the 4th fret on the G. So we have this. So one time. All right, and now we have this little legato sequence that ends the solo. Sounds like this. All right, so that's just pulling off 4-2 to 0 on the G, and back to the 2. So you do that twice. Actually, do it 3 times. Now you're gonna add the same notes. You can do the same lick again, except you're gonna be playing the notes across the B and the G together, the 4th fret. Pulling off to the notes, the 2nd fret there across the B and the G. And the open string, so we have this. Then we play 2-4-2. There's a little pinch harmonic in there. And then we just go back to the same. You're playing those double stops, hammer 2 to 4, back to 2, the open strings. You're playing double stops there. Then you just let the open string ring, and then you're gonna finish it with this. All right, so we have this. That's just 2nd fret, pull off the open, again. So pull, hammer, pull, back to the 2. And then you're gonna 4-2-0 on the D string, just pulling off, and the same thing on the A. So go up here, and that gets to those. Yeah, you're home free there. You get back to the rhythms. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of notes to it, but just break it down phrase by phrase and see if you can get close to recreating what he did. It's pretty fun. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.